On this Freaky Friday. You already know we at work decided to hop on top of it with individuals, see what's the talk of the town is going down, the word on the curve, you heard me. Let me just set this up here. In Southern California, it is a lovely day today. Nice and warm. Beautiful day. Beautiful. Nice day to be enjoying yourself. It's hot, but not as hot as it was like the other days, so nice weather to be your Friday. Just make sure that be aware of your surroundings and keep it safe out there because the weekend how it goes. Shit's no joke. The homie Sal is definitely up in the building for the brocheros. What's cracking? What's good, my boy? We just had a little piece of a sandwich. We weren't really that hungry. I had a pretty big lunch before I came to work, so we were still kind of stuffed. Yeah, I went to eat at Denny's before I came to work, so I was still kind of like, ugh. What's cracking like in Dashpool? What's good, Loke? Shadow, what do you bump in the car? A lot of everything, a mix between oldies, old school funk, Warren G, Nate Dogg, Exhibit, Mr. Shadow, Click Out One, Brownside, just a little bit of everything. Depending what comes out on the playlist, because I have playlists, right, where I have all the songs that, I like to hear. And just, and I just put like shuffle play and whatever track comes on. But yeah, it's just like a little bit of everything. I like your new video. The battle rap or the one I posted in this channel? It's crazy how many times, like, I think everything's good, right? And then I'll go to my email, right? And then I have individuals right there, like, whining and crying about shit that's like, what? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you hating on them for? Like, what? Like, who are these individuals to you that you feel like the need to come and defend them? What's cracking like Mr. Pasa? Is definitely up in the casa. Hey, we did the battle rap in Espanol. I know not everybody, could understand Spanish, but, there's a battle rap for those who do like the Spanish, we did upload a battle rap right there. Oh, órale, descansando, eso es todo, carnal. In class right now, out in 20 minutes. That's right, my boy. Almost. That's good, bro. That's good to hear, carnal. That's good to hear. Hey, that's all we can do is try. My love bug is definitely up in the building. Love you, baby. The one in this channel. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was just tripping out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They're like, why are you hating on them for? Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, all I said was the truth, bro. Gotta drop those gunners. 16 val. That's the more crazier part, bro. That they want to call out other people for shit that they have done and that they do, right? And it's like that shit just makes no sense, right? And like how people like the one that hit me up could agree with these individuals, like they never done that or they never did that. Like do you just choose not to, watch the things that are against them, right? Like the evidence, do you just choose to ignore the evidence, right? Like they just ignore the evidence, right? even when sent to them, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. They want to hate on other individuals for doing the exact same thing of the individuals that they support. That just makes no sense, bro. And they get mad at me because I pointed out. You know, that's the strange part about it, right? Like even when it comes to like the street stuff, like, oh man, I don't fuck with that fool. That fool's a snitch. Like what? Acting like if they never snitched, like acting like there's no black and white on them. And people be like, you can believe what you want. Like what? But no, it's not believing what you want. That's the truth, bro. Facts are not fucking optional. Opinions are. Facts are not. That feeling is gonna making fake accounts and making comments on your probably. I wouldn't put it past them, stuff like that does happen on YouTube, right? Like I said, I know these individuals, like I said, I used to talk to these individuals, right? So I know the way they get down and the things that they do. You know what I mean? That's just stuff that the audience doesn't know. Like they don't know about the tricks that they play behind the scenes, That's why I was just like, what the fuck? I was mind blown of all the childish and stupid ass games that people play on YouTube just for views, right? I don't know. They felt that I was gonna be like, yeah, that's a good strategy, or damn, that's a good plan or a good way to go about it, right? Like, what kind of fucking goofy shit is this? Get fake beefs and get fake accounts and donating to your own channel. That way people can start donating to you, money as well, and higher amounts. That way people don't feel bad about, donating more higher amounts, and, going live when the people you don't like go live as well. That way you take their views and the fucking fake beefs to, boost up views, and, like they'll pay you if you stamp a story of theirs that is true. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here, bro? It's fucking circus. YouTube is just, it's stupid, bro. Hey, if that's what works for the channels, I guess that's what works, right? But I ain't down to do none of that fucking stupid shit. It's too much of a circus. Some guy in the comments on your new video said you don't have money to buy a new shirt. They love insulting. But see, like that, I don't mind that. It's like, well, if I could make the uniform at my job, that would be cool, right? But we don't have the luxury of doing that. And I'm not gonna bring an extra outfit just to change it when I'm on my lunch break, just to do a fucking video. It is not that serious. Do you remember when MC Boulevard filmed I Remember You? Yeah. I'm gonna start. He don't like that. No, Trump has a lot of shit to worry about right now, right? The whole Epstein thing just keeps getting worse and worse for him, so he has other shit to be worried about. Because it's starting to look really, really bad for him. The more stupid part about all of this, right, that I guess, he doesn't really think, shit through, right, is Epstein wasn't alone. He had a partner with him, right? The Maxwell, right? So if he's saying that the list does not exist, and if he's saying that this shit is a hoax created by Obama, Clinton, and that it's all fake, then why the fuck is she in jail? Why the fuck did she get 20 years for? And if this is all so, then what's stopping her now from going and getting a retrial? Going based off of this new evidence given by, the government and the president, himself, that it was a hoax, that there's no list. So I was tried and convicted on a hoax, on fake shit that the Democrats created, and and he himself said it, so I should be granted another trial. See how dangerous that could get? Because what's stopping everybody from being like, damn, she's right? Well, because, you know what I mean? So if this evidence was fake and all this shit was fake, then what else was fake? You know what I mean? You see how sloppy that shit could get? So you convicted Epstein and Maxwell on a hoax and fake documents and shit that was created by the Democrats? Is that what you're telling me? You know what I mean? Because, yes, it can go that way. And all because he refuses to fucking just release the files. That she can literally be granted a new trial. Because he's on every TV saying that they're fake and it doesn't exist. Then... What's cracking, like Derek? Salute, homie. Oh, the homie Chemoflix is definitely up in the building. Go check out Chemoflix channel. The homie's a pioneer of truth. My boy's got the kryptonite. Your very own words. Just getting ready for work. Chemoflix, aka me, because people say that I'm Chemoflix. For some strange reason. Like if I can't voice my opinions on my own channel. Payday. That's right, my boy. They're getting ready to make the Skrilla illa. Doesn't gun at both snakes. Yeah. I don't know about so much of snakes, but they definitely lie. It is one hell of a drug. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And not only that, but their egos as well, right? Because it's not even so much attention, but wanting to be viewed as, some type of way, right? Like as this tough, gangbanging OG. Because they really care about that stuff. They really do. They say that they don't, but they do. Because when people say that they're not OGs or when they're not, or that they weren't gangster, see how mad they get. Fool, you wouldn't have fucking been able to do the things I did. You would have never been able to walk in my shoes. Somebody that doesn't really care about that shit no more wouldn't get upset. They would be like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I moved on. I'm past that. But no, they get angry. They get mad. Strange. But yeah, people be like, nah, these individuals. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like they almost choose to ignore the evidence, right, and just listen to the bull jive. These people don't want more principles. They want money. They want this Lamborghini so they can brag about it. Another broke. Yeah, I know. I never understood that. Like, shut up, fool. I got a Lambo. You don't. What does that have to do with what we're talking about? We're literally talking about how Pizza Hut is better than Domino's. You started losing the argument, and now you're bringing up Lamborghinis for some strange reason. Like, they start going into shit that's irrelevant, huh? Like, that shit just doesn't make any sense. Star Trek is better. No, Star Wars is better. No, these guys got fucking lightsabers in the Force. Y'all don't got shit. So, fool, look at this chain, my boy. I got cheddar, homie. You ain't got shit. You broke, fool. You ain't on my level. Like, what? The fuck are you talking about, bro? We're talking about Star Wars and fucking Star Trek here. Why are you bringing up fucking bank accounts for? You notice that's what people do. They tend to do that. They can't come with like no actual facts, to debate you with, right? So they start targeting like your looks or how, or your like, I got more money than them. So you think I give a fuck about what they say? Like, what? That's nice, bro. But we're not talking about bank accounts here and whose wallet is fatter here, though. Don't try to divert the conversation. Don't try to change the subject. kind of shit is that? I hate when people do that. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, okay, that's cool, but we're not talking about wealth here. We're debating. No, I can't believe it. What? What did I miss? Am I late? Oh, no, we're never late. We're just chopping it up. What's good, Little Rich? We good. How about your Friday? How's it going? It's all about fake it until you make it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, people are like, oh, you're jealous of their views because you don't get no views. And it's like, bro, we're not looking to be no fucking influencers and famous. And we don't care for that. We're just here to chop it up and that's it. You know, that's all we're doing. We're not looking to become YouTube famous, my guy. You know, like if it's not hard to falsify fucking views and subscribers by buying them. Because it really is that easy. Do you think Gunner and Dubs are real gangsters, yes or no? Do I think they're real gangsters? I don't think that they're real gangsters. Did I, maybe before, back in the days, did I think that they were real gangsters? Dubs was a real one in his time. I don't believe so much that Gunner was a real one. And that's not like because it's a hatred towards him, right? But based on his story and what he has told, right? Everything that he has, you know, said and told and all the evidence that's out there, right? Including individuals from his own neighborhood who have, you know, reached out to me in emails, right? Everything says, you know, the opposite of that, right? Especially him rolling it up when he was only 15 years old. You know, he was already considered no good. So, you know, how could he have had a career? You get what I mean? And maybe that's why he tries hard, right? Because maybe it's what he always wanted to be or what he idolized or what he, you know? But like I said, that's not even the purpose. Like, none of that shit matters. Like, if he really was or if he wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, all that shit is irrelevant. It doesn't even count on the internet because it's the internet. You know what I mean? What we're talking about is just being honest and lying. You get what I mean? And manipulating. You know, real morals, not gangster shit, because that doesn't matter on the internet. Because anybody could come and say they're gang, but, you know, nobody truly knows. Like I said, I don't get happy when people say that I'm a gangster or I'm down or I'm a real one. Because these people don't truly know me, right? So how do they know I'm a real one? You know, they don't. How do they know I'm a bitch or a weenie? They don't, right? So it's irrelevant whichever way it comes. It's different now coming from the ones who actually know me in the real world and know what it is, right? Because that's the actual opinions that matter. Because on the internet, people truly don't know. So either way, it's all the same. You know, that's why I don't come on here trying to convince the audience of stuff. Because people are going to think whatever they want, regardless. But I guess that's how the YouTube yarda goes, no? Yeah, I would like to offer. What the hell? Why don't you bump new rappers in your whip? I mean, both Rasa and. No, like, I do bump some of the newer guys, right? It's rare, right, that I don't bump them as much as I do like from my time, right? And that's only going based off of I can't relate to what these individuals' style is, how their style is, right? It's just outside of what I'm used to, right? And their beat selection as well, you know what I mean? Not to say that there isn't good rappers out there or good beats, right? But I tend to not really, you know, gel with the newer stuff, right? I tend to gel more with the older sound than the newer sound. But I do from time to time here and there, you know, bump some newer tracks. Would you rob a bank for $2 million? Will I rob a bank for $2 million? Well, it depends. Am I getting away? If I'm getting away, then yeah. Well, actually, probably not though, because nowadays you can trace money a lot easier than before. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to track the money, especially because the numbers, the the money is numbered, right? So wherever you spend the money is going to show up, right? Because they automatically report the filing numbers, right? So then they'll get the camera footage, and then hmm, if I'm able to get away, I guess, right? But and these times a lot harder now, so. I mean, I guess the best way to spend the money would be like in the streets, right, or like in these mom and pop stores where where the money won't get flagged. I'm willing to bet Trump pardon the. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to see that there's got to be a connection between Trump and, especially how he's just like he's refusing just to release the files in itself should already be suspicious, right? Like, this individual, like I said, he was, he knew. I'm pretty sure he did have a lot of dirt on a lot of, big people, like big celebrities or important people, right? Normally, individuals like Epstein, that's how they work, right? I know everyone thinks that everybody that went to his island was involved in the mix, right? But like I said, he was able to get away with it for so long because he's not stupid. And these individuals normally are not stupid, right? In order for them to open their doors to their fucking sick, twisted fantasies and shit that they do, you gotta give up something, Same with like, the predators, these child, individuals who have the child porn and all that, right? They don't just allow anybody to view these type of footage, right? They normally, you have to bring something to them, right? Kind of incriminating yourself, right? That way they know to trust you, right? Like you ain't gonna say nothing because now they have dirt on you. So if you say something, they could just burn you, right? So you kind of have to give up something in return, right? So that these individuals, there was some, there has to be some type of tapes or footage or some type of evidence, right? Because he wasn't just gonna allow everybody. Because then what if they want to go snitch or report him? You know what I mean? So like this, he knows that they wouldn't, because he could just have show them the footage, right, of you participating, right? So now you're fucked. So like I said, individuals like this, they got away with it for so long because they're not stupid, bro. They know who to invite, and everybody got a price to them. So fucking damn well that Donald Trump was on that bitch. And especially everything that he says, bro, and how he just talks about women, that this motherfucker has got to be on there. I mean, he himself said that Trump was his best friend. The more crazy part about it is that in the files, and this is something I see that people don't really talk about, but in the files, right, when they released the files of the night that Epstein committed suicide, right, it was shown that for some strange fucking reason, and I never heard of this ever, Epstein was allowed to make a phone call using a burner cell phone provided to him by the CO. And this phone call was not recorded, right? They do have the phone number that he called, right? But it wasn't recorded, and he used a burner phone, so it wasn't like the fucking phones from the facility, right? And I have never ever heard of that ever in my life, that a person gets to make a fucking phone call for 25 minutes without it being recorded or nothing. Like, where the fuck does that happen at? You know what I mean? And it's in the report if you go and read the report, right? And I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe it's nothing, right? But I just find that weird because like you don't get no special privileges, no special phone that you get, or just, and God knows who the fuck you're talking to. The fuck? I don't know. I think that that's something that should be looked into, because, I mean, how is this fucker allowed to make who is he talking to? Like, what the fuck? That shit is crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. And not only that, but when they asked the right, he had said that at first he said that it was a woman on the phone, right? But then he said it was a male. So the fact that Wait, you said it was a woman. Now it's a man? So which one was it? Was it a man or a woman? I don't know. That's strange in itself, right? If you guys want, I could put the link of that on, maybe on this live or maybe I'll just put it on my post, right, for you guys to scope that out. Whoever's interested in that kind of shit, right? Because this is actually in the real documents. Like, I've never heard of that. Like, hey, can I make a phone call real quick? Hey, but I don't want to use the phones from the facility. If you could give me a different phone and yeah, for sure. Here you go, man. Hey, yeah, here, use my office. Don't even trip. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, I get it. Fools have feria. I understand that, but nah, homie. Nah, this is not how it's supposed to work. You know what I mean? Next you know, fucking a few hours later, he's dead in his cell. I don't know. That's strange. Strange. I'm surprised people are not making more of a big deal about that. Some supporters are starting to flip on. Oh, yeah, look. See, Trump fucked up because Trump's used to everyone agreeing with him, and as soon as he says something, his supporters, they automatically agree with him and side with him, right? But that's only because it's always about the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he says some crazy shit, these fools believe it. But if it's targeting the Democrats, like, crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe, and these motherfuckers will repeat everything he says, even though like it makes no sense. But because they hate the Democrats, they'll fall in line, they'll agree with him, but this has nothing to do with the Democrats. This right here has nothing to do with the Democrats, right? So no, they're not gonna let it go, bro. They can believe all your bullshit when it's about the Democrats, but when it's about something that's outside of no. Release the files, motherfucker. You over here trying to distract us with this and that. It's funny how now they can see when he's trying to distract them, but when he was trying to throw shit on like the Sleepy Joe or the Russia, how they believed them. Oh no, he's not trying to divert us. Oh no, he's not trying to throw the attention to other. You know what I mean? Like, well, what the fuck are these fools really being serious? But when it doesn't involve the Democrats, they don't fall for it. Nah, fuck you, bro. Release them files. We know what you're trying to do. Like, so these fools are not stupid like that. All right. They just hate the Democrats that much that they're just willing to believe the lies, even though they're obvious. But, the hatred allows them to create the delusion. So it's not that they're not intelligent. It's just that they only like to hear what they want to hear. So I guess. They are each other's battles and they don't see how they love them. Because they need each other, bro. One feels like they'll fall apart without the other. One provides the comedy. One provides the validation. The street cred, I guess, as you can say. Bro, this was a real one. You think if I wasn't a real one, he would be fucking with me? Yeah, same. Like, even when when I was targeted, with some of their videos, right? It was like, his dirty shirt, and he got no money, and it's like, okay, but what does it have to do with what we were talking about, though? What does it have to do with the points that we were discussing, right? And about the topics that were highlighted? That has absolutely nothing to do with financial status and this and that, right? So why bring it up? Unless you don't have anything, you're just trying to divert, the attention elsewhere. That's the thing, bro. I'm not a little kid no more, bro. So none of that shit's gonna affect me. It's not gonna faze me, right? Like, that motherfucker's probably gay or he has a small dick. Bro, I'm not 5 years old. I'm not a fucking third grader, bro, or shit like that will, like, you worry about shit like that. Like, he called me gay, teacher, Bro, we're adults. Like, really, a gay joke? A penis joke? Bro, how old are you, bro? Grow the fuck up already. We're discussing conversation like grown adults, but that shit's not gonna work on me, bro. I don't care about shit like that, or what if the internet's laughing and shit like that. Bro, I'm not a little kid no more, bro. That doesn't faze me. Maybe if I was fucking a third grader or, 5 years old, you know, shit like that would, be like embarrassed or, upset about, right? But, that only shows like, your pettiness, right? And your mentality, bro. Like, really, bro? Hey, how old are you, homie? Come on now. Get it together, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is stupid, bro. Like, oh, yeah, like I'm supposed to. Yeah, of course, because when they have nothing else, that's the only thing that they can do, bro. You know, make fun of the individuals for how they look or something about them, right? But when it comes to the actual substance, facts, and actual, logic to their breakdown, there's nothing there, you know? So it's like, yeah, and we're the immature ones. Funny how people like to talk like they're grown ups, right? And how they, they're already men, but they act so childish, bro. You know what I mean? And with the, like I said, with like the petty insults, like, and it's, but we're the ones upset, but we're the ones that are mad. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's a hater. Like, when have I ever called you out of your name? When have I ever said you were a bitch, a pussy, that you never put in none of that work or whatever? No, I said y'all lie because y'all do lie. I said there's paperwork on you guys because there is. That this individual has done this and this because there's proof. I only speak on the proof. There's no proof to it. I'm not gonna mention it. You know what I mean? Like the other stuff that people say about them. The reason, like I just say, because I don't know that to be facts or so, right? I only have said what I do know in the evidence, right? And that's not hating, because that's the truth. Those are facts. You can't hate when you bring facts. Hating is when you're lying on people. There's a difference. They just can't separate them. You still feeling Bradford? All day, bro. Simon Carnal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.